This episode is about reflecting on what the property market has been doing. If you're wondering where I am today, I'm in the hustling, bustling Long Street in Cape Town. And as you can see behind me, it's a beautiful day here in the mother city. I'm taking a break from the Winelands today to attend to some more work, and I've had a couple of minutes free just to come and talk to you again. So today's episode, I'd like to focus, as I said, on reflecting on what 2019 has been doing in the property realm. I think it's safe to say that growth on property this year has kind of stagnated, and we've remained at 4%. The thing with the property market this year, 2019, is that buyer sentiment has gone down a bit. This was largely because of the political climate, and of course that having an impact on our economic environment. So of course, if people don't feel all that confident in our government and finances and the economy, it means that they are more hesitant to commit to buying things that cost 5 million rand, property in particular, and that is very interesting, especially considering if you look at the two market segments, specifically the more affordable segment or price range being from about anything under 1 million to just under 2 million rand, let's say 1.8 million more or less, has actually shown significant movement. I've been hearing a lot of people say to me, the market's dead, Margot, no one's buying. Nah, not true, my friend. People are buying, and that's why it's a buyer's market, not necessarily but I like to say that. The supply in that price range has been very high, and the demand has declined. However, because of the banks giving people who are serious about buying at the moment more options for financing and great rates and hungry for their business, basically, people are now qualifying to buy in that price range, and people who might not have been previously able to qualify are now qualifying, and that is a great sign for movement going forward. I mean, the majority of stock that I've sold this year has been under 2 million rand. The property market is alive and well in that price range. The range that is struggling at the moment is our higher end, very high-end luxury properties. In the Cape Winelands specifically, we've got estates like Baldevie and Pearl Valley, award-winning estates, and absolutely no doubt that there is value for money there. But that specific segment, anything 10 million, 22 million, I've seen properties. There was a property that sold in the Atlantic Seaboard for 60 million rand, which is, by the way, the highest that it's been this year, the highest property price to be fetched, to be sold this year, compared to, interestingly enough, 3 years ago, 2016, the highest price paid for a property, I think was, check my notes, 290 million rand, 2016. So that should give you an idea of, yes, the market in that segment, in that range, has definitely taken a big knock. And we're not even just talking growth wise, we're talking any movement. It's pretty much, and I'm so scared to say this, but it's pretty dead. However, I've also noticed, and the thing with that market segment is as well, the buyers that have that sort of capital to buy a property for 60 million rand, I think what they are currently doing is taking all of those millions of rands, unfortunately, and putting it in offshore investments. Now, I mean, this is just business. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If you don't feel comfortable and confident with your own country's economy, then you are going to take that money elsewhere. Unfortunately, this is a reality. But the good news is that anything under the 2 million price range is actually still moving, and this should be a wake-up call to sellers as well. Being a seller right now, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, hope you're listening, You need to be pricing your property correctly. Now is not the time to test the market. 5 years ago, be my guest, we test markets. We see who's going to offer you your price, or, you know, I have so many of these conversations, and people saying the most ludicrous things sometimes. But anyway, the point is, we need to be very realistic, and hey, you know, at RealNet we do keep it real, and that's what we also do. Is at the moment for us, price consultation, price guidance is all about keeping it super real. In fact, if we're not going in at market related price, we need to go just below. The thing is, and here's the secret, is you will then be having buyers compete for your property because the price is right, and they're not stupid. Buyers, back me up here. You know exactly what's going on in the market. You've been checking our Property 24. You've been checking those price reduced notifications. And another thing that I've been noticing is, especially in the luxury estates, I'm opening my emails in the morning, and the first 10 emails are just notifications from prices dropping by 100,000, a million, half a bar. That is the reality at the moment. So if you want to be smart about this, go in at a realistic price. Go in at a price perhaps even just below market value. You will not make a mistake. And do not make the mistake of putting it in at a price and giving yourself negotiation room. I know a lot of people have done this, but there's a certain strategy to use in a seller's market and a certain strategy to use when it's a buyer's market. And right now we are at that stage. Another thing I was also keen to just talk about was the type of behavior and things that we've seen in our market this year. In 2019, you know, we were waiting for elections before we bought property, and nothing much has changed, let's be honest. We were waiting for, the Springboks won. That was a great thing, and I think it lifted the morale and the mood of South Africa as a whole. More than ever, I want to say I am staying, and that we are stronger together, #. But the reality is that people are still very hesitant to buy. So the time on the market for properties have increased. It is at the moment, I've heard some rumors saying it's decreasing a bit, and maybe they're not just rumors. We can check this on statistics. Early next year would be a good time to reevaluate that again and see what the time on the market is, because time on the market is also an indication of when the market is kind of changing a little bit overall, you know. But as far as anything, properties priced under 2 million rand right now are going. I'm not struggling to find buyers for that. So if you've got some property to sell under 2 million in the Cape Winelands, you know who to phone, right? And the other thing is that I also just like to touch on is that 2020, next year, is probably not going to change much. This isn't the kind of thing, and be careful when you listen to people that say, oh yeah, in the next 3 months. It's really... the economy is going to just flip around in the next 3 months. I don't think so. Things like this on a bigger scale take time, and change is imminent, but it will take time. I think we're still in this for a good year at least in the run with this buyer's market. And if you're smart as a buyer, now would be the time to buy. And if you're looking to buy in the Cape Winelands, I'm here to help, even if it's just for some advice or to see what is currently on our stock portfolio. Please don't hesitate to get in touch. And if you do see a property and you really like it, I mean, you walk into a place and you say, oh yes, I've got this feeling about this place. Do not wait. Put down your offer. If it is in the price bracket of below 2 million rand, don't wait. Put pen to paper. Make your best offer. I always say to my clients, make your very best offer. I take that and I go back to the seller and I negotiate to say, you know, these guys are serious. This is the best they've got. I think you should take it. So that's pretty much kind of also what every other estate agent would do. And I think for the rest of next year, get your finance things in order. You know, the first things that the bank will ask you is a breakdown of your expenses and income. The best way obviously is to go through a mortgage broker, a bond originator. We've got a wonderful, brilliant guy that we work with that I always refer to my clients, and they always walk out smiling, which is what I like to see. And yeah, I think shop around a little bit, but don't wait too long. If you see that property and you think it's got your name on it, make that offer. Don't wait. Might just be the perfect Christmas present you get yourself and your family. And yeah, I think from that perspective, and in conclusion, everything has two sides, right? In this case, our market at the moment has one side that's moving without complaints, under 2 million rand, you're in for a good deal. And unfortunately, with our higher price properties, we've got to look a little bit harder and try and motivate a bit more around getting offers in at anything over 10 million at the moment. But also keep an eye out. Things change, and you will know when it's the right time to enter into that market again. As for now, I will be back again with another episode. Please do comment, give me some questions, some tips, anything you might want to share. You are welcome to put those down in the comment section. Do subscribe. I love to see that I've got some people looking at my videos and seeing that this is benefiting them. And if you learn something new, hey, nothing to lose, you know? So, alright, until next time.